program. Good on the app in the country, and if we can't talk this particular issue with we at this time, I welcome with two studio guests. We don't do it in the studio. Sanepo, Director of Communication, Electricity Distribution Supply Authority, Edsa. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
We also get with you David Indolo Conte, Executive Director, Right to Life Advocacy Network. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salo.
Good morning, and listeners, good morning.
So we'll start with you, Sanepo, as the institution they represent, get the full mandate of electricity distribution and supply in the country. So far, for the current time, been waiting on the app on Edsa.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, I will begin for tell me people now Freetown, particularly for say the supply of electricity now Freetown is relatively stable. We remember say a few months ago, as a sector, not just Edsa, will be published what we call the load shedding plan. That load shedding plan will be a direction for inform members of the public as to when, how, then for the get light on a daily basis. And inside the same press release will be dished out, we also make it very clear for say the load shedding plan is not static. It get for the move as they get increased generation availability. So we please for inform people and say and people that don't also experience and for say over time they don't see massive improvement in with regards the load shed activity. Some area now then they get much more power supply than before based on the load shedding. So relatively we stable. We get two type of line. We get the 11 kV line. We get the 30 kV line. We don't able to add more generation capacity on the 11 kV line. So people in the central business district, part of Fogo, the east and Fogo, the west, then get considerable amount of electricity supply. Of course, we a bit challenge small. We still do the load shedding as we be indicating at the press release for people in the far east and far west because we get certain limitations we would work for eradicate them.
All right.
So relatively we stable. Also we however we also want to let people know say we to certain extent they also ask for cooperation and making most of the press releases we also make them very clear that for able attain energy sovereignty we not to only enter or the Ministry of Energy be able to achieve that we need the total support of members of the public because whatever we do whatever investment we put on the network this now for let the people and get adequate supply of electricity. But if along the line we get issues of tampering, we get issues of vandalism, we record issues of theft, we record issues of harassment by members of the public on we staff them, then that is a huge limitation for the way before achieve energy sovereignty because we go two step forward, then they go we one step backward. So it's always a challenge. So it's
Alright.
going to be a challenge.
Okay, for get things clear, we still they use the schedule and we pull out.
Yes, we still use, even though as time to go, as we get more added generation capacity, we close in the gap. So I can't say just now certain areas and they would all what they feel, especially on the 11 kV. Then yeah, they didn't experience much load shedding again. Probably if flight go now 1 2 hours, then it will come back. Now people in the far west and far east are the more the load shedding still stagnant for them because we still dey go according to the load shedding plan will be dish out.
All right. Nepo, waiting to go wrong with the energy sector. We make up till now. We dey get challenge with light.
Well, I don't know what is specifically the point out, but I want for making you know say energy, you know, feel like where you just put rest now pot there you the express inside 1 hour. If you don't cook and you dish them and you eat them, not to so energy they work. Energy nothing where they take time. Then, for instance, some of the improvement that we see now, and I think that we don't begin 2 3 years ago. So now we feel for say we don't complete them. Some project that we don't begin from last year. Now this year we go for actualize them. Now this year the people that go feel the impact. So now the thing we it happen instantaneously. No, it gets it get deliverables. Then over time now they for actualize the investment they will put. So obviously you know say within free time we don't always talk say we the experience. Age now age network. So because of that, they don't experience some technical glitches along the line. but you don't also experience it over time. We don't get project like eSleep, we don't get project like ESOP, we don't get project that we don't come for improve the energy distribution infrastructure. We don't change several poles, we don't change several cables, we don't install several transformers. Now plenty places, even though we're not able to achieve it within our overall mandate, within we don't plan for achieve, but I want for assure the public for say over time we don't make tremendous progress for ensure say we improve the light business, not just at the western area, but even at the provincial
So
districts.
in your words, so you start, you talk about another try for improve and the light supply don't be relatively stable. The relatively stable means we light they go and come anyhow. The light already can they dim and then we will put up a bulb on. So what you mean exactly about that? The improvement
Well,
where they talk on.
well,
Because then it still they happen.
probably you get your own definition as you
Then
don't
it still
expound.
they
I know
happen.
we all get right to the opinion and
These
how
are
we
waiting they happen.
fight
This is not
it.
your opinion, these are
So
facts.
so no, not to fact you see because I'm saying something else, you say something else. We all know say yes, of course there are times who we get some. I make them very clear in me earlier submission for say even though also we can get some technical glitches along the line. I made it very clear. I don't say we are 100% where we want to be, but I talk for say we don't make tremendous progress. We mean to say we also get some challenges all the time for ensure say we make we amend. So we are not 100% where we want to be. So it means to say there are certain areas we would experience technical glitches. There are certain areas we still experience low voltage. But as I say, we have projects on the line. If we go around, we get projects and with people that will day and net for ensure say some of the area they are we don't already experience. These are not things we don't know. We already know. Say it a day. We already don't plan. We already don't allocate resources for some of the area for improver. We already don't get projects with the ongoing now for ensure say we saw some of them technical problems that we already experienced on the network. So like I say, it's not instantaneous. Once we don't identify the problem, once we don't do feasibility studies, once we don't source the fundings, then we go now into implementation. And implementation don't take one day, it take one night, and it take time for we for complete the deliverables within the implementation.
The tremendous progress we don't talk about giving light to people on our mandate. Also something that for count like say ona they do our like not to owner for one. People just want better improving and sustainable light.
So obviously nobody knows say not to
Exactly.
mandate. We make all my we for explain and we all
We
know
just
say
state
now we
they are,
mandate. No,
yes.
I don't think so only for state. We all know now mandate as a sector for make power available to the people. That is not the point of argument here. The point of argument and the questions I want to ask about the improvement within the sector. Why don't try for lay down barely very clearly to
Now
people.
discussion with again, not to argument,
And
please.
obviously,
All right, Nepo, what's not the easy we make lights to go 1 minute inside 1 minute back it don't come as if like na snap that they snap somebody.
well, I don't know which
So we now we can see
point of view you can see. Well, again, we
and other parts them.
we not they totally say they happen because probably the area where you dey sometimes it's possible we don't experience blown off fuse. It's possible for say there's corrosion on the line where they go to use. It's possible for say these are all technical glitches like I begin for say earlier on. They are bound to occur. But at the time say universal, they happen all side. They happen probably in a sectional fault where they happen. But if reported immediately to Edsa, this is the main reason why we get substations in all operational areas. For instance, like how they book fees, so we get substation and book fees where they attend to all the complaints and where they come up from residents of book fees. If you the guy you Kingsey Road, now book fees, now they feed the Kingsey Road. We get substation also now Lumley, now Clapton. We get all over Godrich. We go Waterloo, also we get substation. And the main reason for the substation, that for ensure say, as and when they report customer that they experience technical glitches, they will report to Edsa. That kind of thing they report to not to major problem. Now minor problem. Sometimes like the fuse don't blow off. We blow off. If reported, they can go inside 5-10 minutes. Then you place the fuse. Then you get normalcy on supply.
The reason why I asked before can over to Indolo quickly. These are some of the issues where people let's say now it's the born people let us because on they take life the light 1 minute on 1 minute off.
So now making me submission I talk say universal. And if and only if areas in the experience on and off at times, as I say, mean to say probably they get technical problem on the transformers. few areas that don't report and the way we don't go amend. Not to anything we universal. You know they happen throughout the network. Now sectional faults they happen now specific probably zones them we probably not, they don't get blown off fuse. And most times they got blown off fuse. Now overloaded transformers. We also get people we for instance if we don't do a survey in this community, we don't connect, we don't count 100, 200 or 500 kV transformer as the case may be. We don't connect people you get people where they come from other places they kind of connect on that same transformer. So
Okay.
once they connect on the transformer where they are not designed for them to connect on that transformer, then they create overload. And once the transformer become overload, it start from malfunction. And will become from malfunction, people that will get experience, then technical vision yeah, until they report to we that we go and try for resolve the problem. But however, like I begin say again, we don't know see there's a problem with regards to the thing. What did happen is that for instance, before even we pull a load shedding plan, we get people that we design for now one transformer. What do they do? Then they come out like the area they draw line from the area they go connect now other transformer.
Right.
Why they do that now for instance say if light go now they go transformer, they go forget light from the other transformer. Forgetting that they cause more harm to the communities and just give themselves personal privileges. So what we don't do, we get a team, specialized team where they're out on a daily basis now. If we're gonna Falcon Bridge, you will see Baku cable we don't dismantle most of the area that we don't go connect part transformers that we are not designed for the day. So we don't pull them in a continuous process. And we don't give 6 months. Once we don't pull most of the area in there, we come out clearly and inform the public say if we go again and revisit and discover say then customer they don't go reconnect again, and then customer they will take legal action against them.
But that the cause now una Edsa.
Not really the cause. And I need to
No,
go correct.
Nepo, if una the give lights constant, I don't think say people go ahead for connect.
I tell you see, even when we give light constant, but the times when we give light constant, people they don't still go do the incident.
All right.
So not to like say because of we know the give light constant.
So now
Some people then just think to say they don't forgo off 1 minute.
So now the other people they claim or pull go do the connection and they without the help of nobody or Meta.
Of course, I don't always say yes. Of course, Edsa gets bad people. No sign of working place not the way get bad people. But I want to tell you see, once we discover people and we involve in things that we're not supposed to involve in, the books and Edsa make them very clear. They take disciplinary act. Before we get a standing disciplinary committee, we once complaints are reported, they look into it. So I want to tell you, see, if you go CID now, you will see, we don't even arrest a lot of impersonators. We don't go out in the field, they don't report. Yesterday, somebody who a media person also called me. Somebody going to hear a claim the pool. He call me video call of the person. We call the person. He say no in the hook. He can go to office. I say arrest them. Then go to the police. He did it right now. So now some other thing I would expect. People that they go out, they go like saying that Edsa the hook. Some even get fake ID cards, so they go show you in Edsa the hook. But once you get the contact, once you get Edsa reports links and complaint channels, you can make the complaints. They can validate and apprehend that person. I make if you go CID, there are a lot of impersonators them. Arrest not to Edsa staff them. But for a short period, say if you discover say any Edsa staff involved by them malpractice, you also get the responsibility as a good citizen for report that person to Edsa so that we take the appropriate actions.
Continue for the way to inside the program in name na Nepo in the director of communications na Edsa so there today for look at the work of Edsa and same way so the allegation we don't go around wearing people saying that then the born people they use. Inside the studios we want to welcome David Indolo Conte in the National Coordinator, CSO, National Consortium on Public Accountability. Good morning once more, David. Welcome to the Democracy.
Good morning.
Okay. David, today we'll look into the issue of light and the allegations around Edsa, where people allege saying that because of them make plenty stillborn. But firstly, in recent times, what will be your assessment so far on Edsa as we forgive lights to salon people?
Well, thank you very much. I think say we there this morning, not a matter of a blame game, but for me, all of us as Sierra Leonean put hands on deck and ensure say the right thing be done. Myself they envisage low voltage in a Mio area, yeah, because we need for say the truth, so that we will go back to the drawing board and see how we will fix things. Like for example, in Mio area that Campbell Street. Like they go maybe sometimes 10, 15 times before do the claim. We also, since when we start forget that Nakambo Street, what you do? I try for see how they able galvanize my team for make we do a short research why that they happen. So waiting really be the happen. The transformer where we get, you already in a between Campbell Street and PWD, it don't overload. The transformer don't small for the community itself. So whenever enough sufficient electricity can wait they happen, it a trip. And when it trip, it a go, it a come for several occasions. Then we also come Congo Market Junction. The other transformer safe way they it always they trip. So waiting be the happen at that area. Like for example, when it trip, the transformer open. Somebody from the community they go put them on. So we said they get for a lot the Edsa itself. For sure say something like this they go on. So then being calm, they lock out padlock. So our biggest problem where we they get, I don't know if our brother, my brother Nepo will able really tell me whether we get registered contractors where they do on let me say installation and certification. Like for example, when cable don't run like a house because some of them think they are it really they cause the problem. This is cut across. Let me just by right, if somebody they do installment like a house, after where they don't do installment, you get for go to Edsa or make them come and can certify whether that the cables the way you run, whether they are good, then you know now the right cable that you run, whether not the right installments you do before they come and issue out meter. But for far too long, we don't see say people and they install, just like what you say, we always get bad eggs in any institution. People don't install, they don't run cable at the houses. Then can they at the house without any certification because they forgive you document for sure say, yeah, we don't come, we don't check this particular home. The running of this cable is okay before with the issue out, which we call meter. But in our own findings, me not a talk for Edsa per se, in our own findings, we get some certain houses where before say 1 gray meter, it is supply up to 5, 6, 7, or 8 apartments.
Okay. So now then here, just like how Nepo said state, not for anything new. Some of them problem
Yes,
yeah,
not for anything.
or some of them fault here. Wait, who stage you for don't they now on getting it right? Not for just they come and repeat the same problem, point at them and all. Is it that no solution not there at all?
Well, one of the things where I be saying on a sister radio station say, with government officials, they are seriously unserious when it comes to taking responsibility.
Who's one them so we talk about government officials?
Whether central government, even some of we brothers, the way even they are the ESA, me not ever see investigation continuing at this country. Like for example, for don't need all them thing there from the time where fire begin catching at people in houses, but that not ever happen. We always start from mount investigation, set up a committee when the fire don't reach the state house. But over 225, if my memory can serve me well, because as of day before yesterday night, other houses be they burn. Where maybe they see fire force be they becoming okay sleep. Then they pass for fan, hydrant for water. So one of the problem we get, even to the water sector, there is a problem because how we will get just few hydrant them at this country. Even in the area of the fire force itself, how we will get just few fire engines. And to the Edsa itself, it don't reach to time. We will go for try for see, let we think out of the box and ensure say we count other players. Because the electricity itself, we will able to generate electricity. But when it comes to distribution, there comes the problem. Because we still get those archaic, a transformer. We still get cables that what we need for run. Because if we don't generate electricity, making bets them. Some certain electricity they don't generate. They don't get mine send them. Because if you send them, some of them cables they are the bone. So it's high time make we able to get the central government and some of the institutions collaborating. Collaborating in the sense, let them come together. Let we go back to the drawing board because we cannot cry over spilled milk. Food we don't weigh, it don't weigh. So the only thing that we need for do now for look for solutions, how for able solve them. So the fire incident now with the CCS, a committee have been set, and within 3 weeks from the time where the incident happened at State House, according to the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, within 3 weeks, they're supposed to come out with a tangible report. Where that report for able to tell we what's in at the cause of the fire.
Okay.
Because we not for just the point and yeah, we all the point and at Edsa because they are responsible for making give light. But what are the problem behind Edsa? A huge. We even get technocrats then, where before say they are not even fit for purpose because now them supposed for advice, even the Edsa now then supposed for advice the central government on what we supposed for do. Okay. But could you imagine we bring a car power ship just for a standby, and this car power ship don't turn a property of the day. Me go tell you from where car power ship can at Sierra Leone to date. If we be the even 10 leons, if we're able to buy not less than 2 car power ship, this will be a standby generator. So we have to look into the matter properly and ensure we get other, because when they talk about Bumbuna, but up to this time, no one is talking about it.
Okay.
When they talk about, like for example, we get some self for able source energy, like we're talking about the big Congo. But there is a problem in Sierra Leone. Maybe we'll tell everybody, say we can't, we're not going to market. We take Mina money for go buy Kuta. Electricity, not to play thing. If we really want to get sufficient electricity, we get for sacrifice as a country. We get for sacrifice as a government in a way that we prioritize electricity. Neither alone, we begin politicizing. There are a lot of things you don't politicize. You're not able to politicize electricity. You're not able to politicize food because these are things that are visible. If you politicize them on the way going, you go fail. Because the current government, we they talk about the money will be used for the car power ship. We say the money too much. And we the hope say, with the interim of this current government, talking about the new direction, we so for don't consider say car power ship is not a solution for this country. Because if you like they go on and off, now because the amount of people, whether within Freetown municipality, they're too much, and everybody want light. Even if you not connect me, but light in on the doorstep, I will make sure say I get them. So the citizen as well, we need for protect because you not go build your hundreds of million house, then you go run cable without the certification from Edsa.
You think Edsa gets the manpower?
No, me will tell you say. Why make I tell you say? Central government is seriously unserious in that part. Reason being, Edsa itself, me don't go several occasions at Edsa. Even the paper, because they go shame for Tokanaya. The paper says when they print out for send mails. In all day, you get me? They are handicapped. Me go tell you that one day. So we start to ask our question. The money where the people they pay for electricity, where is that money going?
Okay, David, we need for go for a break. Continue for the week. We name that David, Indolo Conte, National Coordinator for National Consortium on Public Accountability. As the Ready Democracy, they look at the status of light business in the country and something on the point at itself also with the born. Inside the program now, we go for a break.
Bet to Max. Bet to win weekly sports bets promo. Bet a minimum of 10 leons with Betomax online at betomax.sl and stand the chance to win up to 25,000 leons every week. Yes, 25,000 leons every Monday. Don't miss out on free money. Wow! Place your bet now and get in on the action. The more you bet, the better your chances of winning big. Betomax. Bet to win. Bet smart. Win big. Win big. Win big. But remember, Only 18 years plus, and terms and conditions apply. Always bet responsibly.
Lockmouth is a fast-acting, effective, and safe anti-malaria drug that contains artemether and lumenfantrine. Lockmouth is a first-line agent in the treatment of all forms of malaria, including multi-drug-resistant strains of malaria parasite. Lockmouth, another quality product from Emzo Pharmaceuticals. Emzo, experience unlimited wellness. Consult your doctor if symptoms persist.
The kids are running wild again. Your boss is on your back. You're exhausted and run down, and every man you know is complaining about how tired they are. Why not re-energize with M-Vite Super? M-Vite Super Soft Gel capsules are packed full of ginseng, vitamins and minerals, enough to reduce stress and boost energy, especially during convalescence. And they're available at Emzor pharmacies and other pharmacies nationwide. Experience unlimited wellness with M-Vite Super, only from Emzor.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue. We will bring this edition come to you this Tuesday morning. Me nas up to you, Kalon.
My name is Usman Kamara.
Inside the program now, they look at another issue. This BNTM, plenty people now the opposition APC party, don't they come out and say they want for be the party flag bearer. And one of them people are Dr. Ibrahim Bangura and Edo Asho in party member them. And Salon people say, if it be flag bearer and they vote for them, it will protect them and so that somebody not go bring Yuki pan the 2018 election. Well, for more on this issue, let's listen to Usman Kamara as a report.
Blessing, 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 blessing.
Now with that music day, people from Moab, Mohiba, Frabe community and other part them, we been gathered at Frabe field, been welcome Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. We want for be flag bearer for the APC party. The reason we make Dr. Ibrahim Bangura go na Frabe field, now for Paul Nado, Friends of Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. How the community here come about for set up Friends of Dr. Ibrahim Bangura, Lamin Temu Kamara. Now one party member them for this organization.
As the slogan goes, APC, take the power. We start this thing with women, we keep one meeting, and we discuss for Dr. Ibrahim Bangura. The next meeting, we go 5, we continue the engagement. The next meeting, we get for the first day, we get strong personalities in the community. So we keep that meeting, we begin Mabila, we begin Moab, we begin Moiba, so that meeting becomes successful. And from that day, that will be inspiration. We change the narrative of this program from small program to a big program. I have to tell the president to be, Dr. Ibrahim Bangura say, this family will not only form for the community, but we form this family for go with support export and become president of Salon.
Inside this ceremony, different people let me make statements. One part them na Abubakar Darami from the APC party, we explain about the country situation.
This country is better. Blackout, my utete. Yes, 1 million for bag. School, better already. Combine, not 15,000 for pints. Pepper self number 15,000 for cup. Where you want eat beef? Now 90,000 for pound. I say, the only party we make here. Let me better back, let me enjoy. Now you all People's Congress Party. I say, away, and today, now the beginning of the end of the suffering of the people of Sierra.
After the different statements here, Dr. Ibrahim Bangura, we want for be flag bearer for the APC party, been team up and talk to community people, but different in them.
The party will get now, a party will divided. We'll get too much tension. Now we try for stop that. If we get a united APC, it's easy to make we win 2028. So your message always don't be, now we support the structures of the party, the leadership. Now we work with them. We'll make sure, say, we get a unified APC. We get to build a bridge between the Northwest and the Southeast. The government, where get to come next? Where I hope say that the government where we go from. Now the government, we get to focus on shaping the future. Not a government, we get to look backward. We don't see too much hate. We don't see too much confusion. We get to learn to look forward. We get to learn to embrace ourselves. We get to focus on the things that will actually matter. We get a lot of young people then were completely disconnected from the state. They not even see themselves as citizens of Sierra Leone.
Dr. Ibrahim Bangura carry on say 2028, the APC party ready for protect people and votes.
So the friends of PIB, and they are showing one thing, are not they in the business of politics to use and manipulate people. Now we try to avoid kind things in there. Now we work with people them. Now we build partnerships. We're based on mutual respect and sincerity. And where God help we, we'll get a government where actually believe in the people of Sierra Leone. When I go sit down, then they run after a woman there for microcredit. When I go sit down, they put woman there in the Okada to go back to kill. Governments to get some yachts. I want to know what I share now. Right up here today, 2028, APC they come back to power. Election, if you win now because people that believe in you and they will. Nobody negative will vote again.
Dr. Ibrahim Bangura end up say, he not go do nothing we go among the APC party, but call on member them for work as one so that 2028 go easy for them. For the Society for Ready Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the reports.
From that report today, the program Good Morning Salon, they continue. Inside this edition today, Ready Democracy, they look at what is responsible for the plenty fire outbreak within the happen and what are the role of Edsa for ensure say people for point and pan say in some cases of them fire incident and are they responsible. When they continue and come over to his studio guests, will they bring in the director of communication Edsa. Nepo, the last year we host the sector lead, now the energy sector, when Dr. Kande Yumkela stated so many factors and we in believe say now some of the reasons they will make the Edsa not live up to the expectation of the public. Some of the things that we state, it talk about the politicizing the whole energy sector. It also talk about the system, the all they need upgrading. It also mentioned the issue about collaboration and say EDSA not get what it takes in terms of manpower, facility and infrastructure for meet to the growing demand of supplying light because community and they we don't big. From that time date to now, you think that some of the issue yeah, where the energy lead person talk about still now some of the reasons will make TTD unable live up to the expectation of the public in supplying sustainable and consistent light?
Thank you very much. As you clearly mentioned, you don't take a cue from the submission of Honorable Dr. Kande Yumkela, one of the energy sector lead. Of course, Nine are the champion for energy now in the country. They support His Excellency the President for ensure say we attain energy sovereignty. So yeah, you talk about collaboration. Yes, collaboration is needed, and needed in the sense we as ETSA, as earlier on state, for say we face several challenges with regards to electricity theft, with regards to vandalism, with regards attack on our operational staff, and for able for curtail this, we need strong collaboration with the police, strong collaboration with the military, strong collaboration with the Office of National Security, strong collaboration with the judiciary. In fact, as I talk to you, we don't already make an application to the CJ for let establish for we a fast track court. We're going to deal with energy related crimes because we don't register several crimes. But what's not happen over time is that if you go in a CID then get an overall mandate, so then get multiple cases that will cover it. So for let them deal with cases in the court, it can take time. By the time they call the case, I mean, probably the witnesses, the evidences, they can on destroy them. So now we don't request for a fast track court, just like NACIT court. We go for FPE for the deal with electricity crimes on a daily basis because they increase every day. Every day people need thief light. I would say it's a half of Sierra Leoneans in thief light right now, based on statistics. Then they pay light. People that vandalize infrastructure on a daily basis. Could you imagine we get a project now Boden called the Bokeremal Rehabilitation and Expansion Project. One of the biggest substations they wouldn't be, primary substation wouldn't be. People then go to the thief all the copper cables. They vandalized a very big substation to an extent that even the sponsors, the donor sponsors on our AFDB, they say, no, no, ever see this kind of thing in any country pass alone. Why? So these are some of the challenges we face, not for top of freedom. We register vandalism almost every week. So it's not easy for us, but also we didn't say that happen. Now we also take we meager resources for go for able for replace them stolen copper cables and then vandalize infrastructure so that we will continue for the supply line to get people in. So of course we talk about depoliticizing ETSA. Edsa na na a professional institution in the sense na an engineering institution. We get plenty engineers and they are professionals. Then they do their work on a daily basis. So if there's any form of politics, then of course the sector lead right for say probably right identify some politics with the play the way we make it talk say the place need for the politicized. If that's the case, yes, it has to because as a technocrat institution, as an engineering institution, if you bring politics in, then you don't go for attain the objective of getting energy sovereignty at the end of the day. So that is very good. I want to come back to the issue of the fire outbreak. I don't know because as you say, the civil society man make
Go
comments on
ahead.
that. So yes, I want to say the issue of fire outbreak. I will say it's not necessarily Edsa's fault. It's not necessarily Edsa's fault in the sense. Now, we as Edsa, we responsibility now for ensure say we get with trunk line, we go with pole, we get the main cable where they run from the pole, it come now the meter board. Where the where you gonna you see meter board, where now the meter, now they end the meter. Then from there, they get feeds, where they go into the internal hose through the distribution board. Once you don't go to the distribution board, they send lights and they send power now at the different areas of the house. So our responsibility as ETSA stop at the meter board. I want to make it very clear. The
Okay.
responsibility in ETSA is stop from the mains to the meter board. In the internal wiring, nobody, I want somebody come out and tell you if you don't ever make preference for in internal wiring to ETSA. However, also want to make it very clear for say we get we start coming under the electricity regulatory what electricity and water regulatory commission EWRC. So EWRC the mandate now for also get contractors who they certify for ensure say you the customer what you want for wire you use you getting contractors they actually go to help you now professional people certified they will able to go help you and probably get the standard cables for you get things that will correct so you go for wire you use. So we don't ask people to say if you want for wire use, it's best for you for make go back to the contractors, certified contractors, will then go help you for go and wire use because then they check standards of every cable where they install use. So
we can look at that Nepo, but let me make small money and take break, and where we come, we will continue for look at the issue where you tap for talk on.
Emo,
Yes, darling.
you say you no get money this evening, but I take notice say you come with boku provision them. Make it no be say na trust you don't go trust them provision yao.
You don't wonder you say me trust? When you they talk about the magician and banking business na the country, Zenith Bank they number one. You see them Cardia me and then call them Visa and MasterCard. I can use them Cardia, take money na any Zenith Bank branch na the country. Any side, anytime, and any hour. I can use them Cardia, do payments na supermarket, hotel, restaurant, pharmacy, or any shop where get POS machine. You can use them Cardia do online payment for goods where you want pay for online. Any banking transaction where you do with Zenith Bank, you must get bank alert for inform you the client about your account transaction or can even send notification via email or mobile SMS for you where can do deposit or cash withdrawal. For more, just go to Zenith Bank their office na 18 and 20 Rodin Streets, Lumley, Kleintown, and Wellington Freetown, or then branch them na Lunge Airport, Bo, McKinney and Kenema, or can call 076 418 482 and 088 044 238. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you go transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, go send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion loans. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we there for you.
Education is a must, brother.
Sorry, you hear about the new thing already inside the MBSS learning passport?
Well, I can use them for study, but tell me more.
Then don't add Boku past exam question them from 2010 so till 2024. When me say we go able get past exam questions then for free.
This is a big benefit. So I no need for bypass question and answer papers again, eh?
No need at all. All you need is a phone or computer so that you go able get the past question and answers them. One big benefit again are that you can download the material them and study them offline. Alex F network noddy.
Imagine school picking them all about the country. We'll able to get past exam question them anytime, any side, who side and the. This can help come gather enough for spend book up and study material them.
And teachers self go able to get school material them for teach better one.
I go tell all my party them. No school picking up for left behind. The MBSS learning passports don't come for pull we pass test and help we pass with exams.
Mama and Papa them for help we get the MBSS learning passport. And this will help we do well in our school. Now let's be alone. Go now to Google Play Store, download the MBSS learning passport, and get Boku school material there for free and pass your exams. The learning passport now the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education come with them, with support from UNICEF. If you want no more, call 076 912 890.
Good morning, Salon, where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get the Director of Communications, Edsa, Sanepo. Sanepo, before we go for that break, you mean to talk about certified contractor them. We go on people and us as way for monitor and give standard, estimate for let people go able wire them us. But again, is it that not because people not use the right material we make us, Kimbon?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Well, as I say, also again, we get certified institutions with the responsibility for check once there's a reported fire outbreak for able to ascertain the cause of the fire outbreak. You get disaster management, you get fire force. If you check the reports over time, you will see indicators that will say not to actually isolate the cause of fire outbreaks. They will tell you very clearly in the report for say either due to negligence, malfunctioning, or substandard use, substandard cables or electrical appliances in people them houses. Of course, as I talked initially, we work now for send the light from the mains to the meter. The internal wiring and use of appliances in people in houses there will not actually get control over that because not they for able for check what they use. But again, I think the responsibility we get also what they do over time and for educate the people on the use of on the proper and responsible use of electricity. Because for instance, I can always talk say if you get 20 amps switch now you use, you get 10 amps switch now you use, then you can't connect some 20 amps with the cutoff. Of course, they know the match. And they create some instability with regards to the use of electricity. If you get switches and use, we now for just probably connect your phone, TV, then you go to a cooker, you can connect some panel. Of course, that load the you know for accommodate.
Right. So in this case, is that a substandard material and overload make state house born?
Well, the issue of state house, I believe say the when the issue happened initially, a team rushed for body, including Edsa, for go and ascertain the cause of the fire and for see how best they will put modality in place for able to mitigate the fire. And after that, I don't see say the Minister of Information or the government spokesman, they also kind of anticipate one, they don't make it very clearly with what was discovered and next steps.
So we cannot discover as Edsa.
So of course, we Edsa we only discover say not so we like cause the fire outbreak in the state house. And that also came up very clearly in the pronouncement of the Minister of Information. So what we will do is, as the fire outbreak happen, we also will engineers and go they ascertain the meter with the intact, the mains with the intact. So they also going to investigate what are the other causes, what are the other issues going to cause the fire outbreak. And I believe say progressively the Minister of Information will engage the media to give them appropriate and adequate information on what's in the ground with regard to fire outbreak in the state house.
So for Western area, waiting on a percentage demand we not able meet to the public in terms because in the last statement, una be say 65%. Una don't increase or una still within that same range day of meeting the demand of the public.
No, we don't pass 65%. Of course,
Okay,
when I make
so
I see Usman say agree for say we don't get you don't record improvement with regards the power supply again.
also Usman
That
agree
is
to
that
that.
that is tell you see that is tell you see Usman agree to that. That is tell you see of course we don't increase for as I talk initially say we put press release and we make a very clear for say as we get other generation will they improve will they
So in the
improve will they
percentage as at now.
we don't pass 70% because as I tell you, we get 11 kV distribution line, they'll get 33 kV. On the 11 kV, we are comfortable. People they get light. If lights go rather than for few hours, they will come back. But for the 33 kV, now the one of the far east and far west, now the more you get 1 day in, 1 day out. But during the day, mostly they can get light. Now more
Okay.
net from 6 to 6 in the morning. Now they can get challenges for get access
Okay.
to electricity.
Continue for the with in name na Sanepo, Komot Edsa and the Director of Communication. Over to you, um David Indolo, from the civil society perspective. You think the Edsa don't really fear to the public and ensuring that they not give preference in certain area because I don't see cases in a hospital where they go say this picking me the inside incubator or this person they on oxygen and lights go, then that's caused to some people in death. But we don't see Edsa in any way not come up with anything serious, no show any form of remorse and then cases and then you think they don't fear generally to the public where they get the sole responsibility to?
I don't think so. Sir, make I just tell you, at one point in time, myself one day within the state house itself, lights go not to one, not to two. Dan don't tell we say the issue of electricity in this country, just like what I say, let we don't have no no get what we call the blame game. But we need for take responsibility. It's a need for take responsibility. The government of Sierra Leone need for take responsibility, and us as the ordinary people need for take responsibility. And see how we will go back now the drawing board, because if hospitals let they get sufficient light, way before say now they the lives of wake somebody sick, now they go. It's not good for we as a nation. I not feel say we supposed for there 98.1 they discuss about NIG since we Sierra Leone don't come out of the colony. We're not supposed for the day again they discuss about electricity. For don't they way far away from us discussing about electricity now. Make I just can. From the inception of President Bio as the Minister of NIG, we don't get too much of shortage of electricity. We don't get too much of fire incident. So now he's supposed for the take decision because he's the current Minister of NIG. So we they call on him now say may relinquish that particular position. So we were able to get somebody who they talk to face. Because the possibility for us to go and question the president because the current Minister of NIG is slim. Then secondly, the people that we're supposed to forget as technocrats, we're supposed for the advise government institution on daily basis when it comes to NIG, then don't become politicians.
No, none of the people there.
Then Boko. Because if we're supposed to get technocrat them on behalf of this nation, the advice, they then don't become politician, then there's a problem. There's a challenge. Because if you are not being politicized, you're supposed to do waiting the people of this country, waiting due them. But believe you me, from when we get sense in this country, I not feel say we don't enjoy it we call life. It's only when coming to a closer to elections that they tell they begin see politicians they give you promises. But I can tell you say these are all fake promises. If the manifesto of the current presidents where we look at them, when you talk about the NIG, you talk about other infrastructure. If we implement them 20%, an official for there they discuss about NIG. But are we serious about NIG? Because NIG cut across everything. If you picking one study, you get for use electricity. If you then get for put you under oxygen, you get for use electricity. If we were to talk about even the agriculture, there is no way we do anything about agriculture without electricity. So we suppose for go back now the drawing board, just like at the Sanepo, they talk about theft of light, thief. The thief don't rampant. Yeah, we don't go now some community. Even when they talk about some of them barracks there, some of them they even pay electricity.
Okay.
And electricity now a business. What it be for say, the expenditure is huge. If you don't fail for tell me that, because we feel say people for day, wait for advice, even the president, wait for advice, some of the institutions that say, the way where we they go is not correct, but everybody they afraid for say the truth. And the truth about is here, we are not serious. Government in, government out, we are not serious when it comes to electricity. And it's time for us to go back to the drawing board and ensure say the people will vote for them people there. The electorate, we for take them serious. But all the time we take the electorate there for granted. If the fire not be hit State House, no press statement not for come out. So my mama, my grandmother, Eliboya, or wow they bury at Timbako. If something happen with them, we don't see so many fire incidents across this country. No reports not come out.
Is it biasness in the sense?
No, biasness, completely. So it means we're not serious for the electorate of this country waiting them deserve. The only time when we take them serious, now they say, oh, they go ballot box. Like, for example, I go as far as Konkoba. Could you imagine? Nothing, no day, nothing, absolutely no day, way before say the people, they feel say we get a central government. But when time reach for median votes, box them, they reach there. So we need to take the people of this country when we take them serious.
Okay.
If not, time get for go get to call voting a party. Nobody will go on a line for go vote for any politicians. Because already people don't have trust in them anymore. No matter how a politician or angel, the moment when he take position, automatically you don't turn Lucifer in one day. Yeah. So talking about the contractors.
Would they come that side, please? We need to go for a break. David Indolo content.
Okay.
Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority and them partner them, this in serious one, but the one them where they use the road, then safety. For sake of this, SLRSA, they send this message to all man where they use the road. When you reach the traffic light, wait so you tell reach for cross the road. The red light means say, all driver for stop. The yellow light means say, you for ready? Done the green light, now for go. When you reach the zebra crossing, which side traffic light there, you go see one image like a motorman light. The signal na the other end of the zebra crossing. Where the image like a motorman light signal red, means say, you know for cross. You for wait sote that image like a motorman turn green. That time day now, you can cross na the zebra quick. Avoid shortcuts because shortcuts can cut you life short. Remember say, road safety business, now we all business. Together, we go save million people their life. Now the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, we join on with the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, the Sierra Leone Police, Autospec Sierra Leone, and all the partner them and transport business bring this message to you.
When you did drive,
Salon Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salon Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It let you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money now the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office, it let you not get the account number. Buy Edsa Light, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Jabadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salon Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go on Salon Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering God.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue. Inside the program now they look at another issue. Outside the Minister of Sport, Augusta James Tema say they work with the Police, Internal Affairs Ministry and Ministry of Works for broke property them away then at the National Stadium land, like the car center and other one them. It talk this inside our work with the Ministry of Sport and partner them do for look how far the renovation work done they go na the National Stadium. For more on this issue, let we listen to a reporter Musa Kamara as a report.
February 25, 2022, Minister of Sports, NSA, and partner them, they commissioned the renovation of the National Stadium. This is a $40 million Chinese aid project, which for last for 2 years. But February 25, 2025, make and 3 years. The stadium still under renovation. We mean say the term don't pass by 1 year. And people believe say more time left for let the stadium complete. What's in the status now? The Minister of Sport, Augusta James Tema, lead delegation from the NSA, SLFA, National Olympic Committee, for can look at the status of the National Stadium. We've been working around the stadium, but not be able to enter the main bowl. And because the place locked now, I meet with Alice say, from the National Sports Authority, NSA, and in the project coordinator for the stadium renovation project.
At the moment, we get some exterior facilities there. We done there at 90% completion, which is the practicing field. We'll start with it now, and we'll also get 1,500 seater pavilion where the DEPA erect, where will be finished within a week. The swimming pool London, both the kids pool and the Olympic pool for elite athletes. Them, the hostels, when at the stadium hostels, the dormitory, it's almost done. But the main question we most fellow ask now the main bowl. Like the first part of the agreement of this renovation rehabilitation not be capture plastic seats. Also now we wait now for the confirmation of the new agreement for that process for start. And once that process starts, it will take about 8 months, and then we will now have a new stadium that is FIFA and CAF approved. We're going to host international matches.
This we saw at the practicing field. As people when they listen, they read the work from the back. Yeah. Then they fix 1,500 seater capacity here with aluminium. But we not see the track. And then say not be the part of the agreement. We go to the diving pool and say not be the part of the agreement. And the seats for the stadium not be the part of the agreement. You don't explain about the seats at the stadium. What in the future holds for the diving pool and the track for the practicing field?
Supplementary an agreement has been done, and that again request has been put to the Chinese and waiting approval. You have to remember, say Musa, this practice affiliate for just for practice. It wasn't for international matches or professional matches. It was for practice. So hence the reason why a tartan track wasn't captured there. But we don't see if we get a tartan track here, it will ease the burden on the main bowl, and also primary school and secondary school will hold sports here. So that request has been put forward. I'm waiting approval.
Thank you very much. Nimna Alice is the coordinator for this project. We're in the National Stadium Renovation Project. Football, of course, now they're the biggest beneficiaries. Well, sorry, Ibrahim Sisse, Naina, Director of Competition, and also Facility Inspector for the Salon Football Association, we're in SLFA.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't get access to the main bowl yet because normally when I inspect stadium or when we inspect stadium as facility inspector, we start from the main bowl. But I only don't get opportunity for look at what they obtain at the practicing field. I would say that I'm very much impressed. The facility itself, the training field, I would say a maximum standard. The layout is fantastic, and it in compliance with the CAF standard for training pitches for international matches.
The car park, now one way back and forth don't they? And this stadium not get car park as it is. When they ask the ministry, they will tell you say council and then get the place. And what they pass just now, we see fresh buildings, then they can come up there. And these are residentials, then they can build now. What in the future holds for this stadium without a car park?
Yeah. to be honest with you, it's very disappointing. And we are calling on the authorities for making them do something as soon as possible. Because, it not mean well that the government will spend a lot of money in rehabilitating this Sheikh Stephen Stadium. At the end of the day, we can't expect them then say because of the lack of this particular facility like the car park, it failed. So we're not going to host international matches. So what we suggest here is that make urgent action be taken so that they remove all of them building and they or them to carry away park like car park. Other than that, we are just wasting our time. If we not get car park, then there is no way this stadium will meet the international requirements.
Well, you just listen to Sori Ibrahim Sise in a CAF facility inspector where they work with the Salon Football Association, SLFA. But what's in the whole, the Minister of Sports for clear the car park? The Minister of Sports, Augusta James Tema, talk to Radio Democracy.
Since I came, we don't engage them people then there, yeah? Where they in other place, where they build and where get the car park, yeah? For make them know say these are parts of the stadium and the criteria we will get for meet for FIFA and sanction matches. And so if they're not common in that place, they will get problem. And it was good. It was so friendly. They started and even they want for make we all come together for see what and we agreement and we will give them small time. And all of a sudden we just get information with documents say council, city council and give them the place for me then go on for bills. So immediately we get for engage city council. Initially we get information say no, not to them because I noticed it have been in term. But when the mayor they investigate, they realize say yes, they hand inside. So we formit. I don't tell you say in the last time we formit, but the minister, local governments, when they in charge of them things that they would and city council must make that meeting possible. Unfortunately, they may get so many things at their hand. Now make them not call we yet. But even last week we go there again. Wait for make we meet for make we see how we will put them together. When they break them,
you convince at all the people in the commodity.
Oh yes, they go commodity. They are Sierra Leoneans. No, they are Sierra Leoneans, and they no say this thing about Sierra Leone, this thing about our economy, and I think. If they understand this, then we go break them before we own good. Yeah.
Apart from that car park, another development they happen just along this bearing runway.
Okay.
Markets in the pan suffice. They pack out containers, then put them. And this all na extension of stadium facility, and this all na emergency exit points them. So as soon as they try for pull and people they pan build over.
It's all over. So what we address on, we don't go to the internal ministry because this is collaboration. We're not a policeman then. We run the stadium. We don't go to the internal affairs ministers and they don't actually get a letter from them. And we are all going to put ourselves together and the IG is now informed. And when the time reach, when we take the decision, it's a matter of demolition. The Ministry of Works will be involved. They will demolish. So let them know this one and realize that not done. You can imagine some of them buildings and they have the link to the wall of the stadium.
You see, this stadium go ready.
I don't tell you, say, but we they work towards the end of this year. This is what we've told the Chinese people. We've told the ambassador that we have been waiting for too long and let them speed up this job and give it and the stadium to us this year. By latest the end of this year.
Thank you very much. In name na Augusta James Tema, the Minister for Sports. As you don't get from the authority the week.
Well, that's our reporter Musa Kamara made a talk to the Minister of Sport, Augusta James Tema, and Simwiso, other workman them as the Ministry of Sport Mingo at the National Stadium for go look how work done Tanlek. From that report today, now we take work about inside the program. When we come back, we will start for look at messages. The program na Good Morning Salon where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Still inside the studios, we get Sir Nepo. Nepo, you know, a lot of things we in the load on talk. One part them get for do with the thief light. Again, when you start, you mentioned say na people learn, but sometime them back we still sound go na some government offices then like you building. Which one am I fan out today?
Yes, of course, not to mainstream you building. Now then, small shop them inside you building. We're gonna they will be discover say they run fields where they don't be get meter, wanna be on meter supply.
Meaning so, flight.
Yes, of course we'll be apprehend them and we don't take.
But other authorities they don't say the building itself, you building that ministry, department and agency get for pay certain amount to Edsa. When we say they consume the like
no payment backlog payment different from theft of electricity, so that is a different conversation. Yes, of course, we have ministries and we for pay Edsa, backlog payments, progressive payments, and even backlog payments. But that's a conversation we don't take with the Minister of Finance. I will say something fruitful come out of that. Indolo talk about issues about car power and also regeneration sources. I'm for make them very clear for say, yes, of course, we don't see inside the energy sector lead. We don't make them very clear for say in agenda now. You get the thing the way they look at. You get the medium term, you get the short term, you get the long term. So we don't achieve most of the short term plan them we if we make known to the people. So the medium term plan, if we don't talk about Bombona, fish tea, we are in for upstream, they get for improve on over 100 megawatts renewable energy get for install now Bombona for back the existing infrastructure. Also, we talk about Makot. Makot, they don't ready, they get for send power to the grid for we able to get enough generation in the country. We don't put Watsila on. Of course, we will work on mission 300. A lot of things in there on the board, and I make a suggest now in the next 3 years we will likely able to attain energy sovereignty because the problem we will get will not hide down generation. Not the issue right now. We don't do a lot of investment in the distribution infrastructure. Also, we need more investment in the distribution infrastructure.
Okay.
But I believe say we also they work assiduously with your sister companies and other donor supporting agencies for ensure say we get more generation capacity. Because right now we get a project we call the respite project. The respite project they cater for 30 megawatts and Freetown and Newton where they get renewable and Newton, you get for can add up to that. They get 10 megawatts now. Lunge, we get for supply the airport and customers within Lunge. So we get other projects for Kono, we get big Congo self on the pipeline. We got some what I will make mention of that. But it also talk say Edsa not get even paper for work in our office. That's not true. I just can say after I can go to my office, I get paper in my office what I use for work. It's not possible let the administrative wise.
Is it not your department they talk about?
Well, I don't know where I go. If I get people in our department, we they supply all departments. We get logistics when it comes to administrative matters for able to do work on a daily basis. So also on the issue of theft, we don't talk time in, time out. Theft now something we need a wake up call. We need a concentrated effort from all Sierra Leoneans for affect this theft because if we want for improve on electricity, we need the resources, we need money. We're not going to provide the power. I know say we go for pay car power, we go for pay CLSG or then generation mix them here. But if the money not available, we will be challenged. And the only way we will get money now we people them buy top up. But if we don't discover the people then buy top up, then it affect to operations as Edsa, where they also mount more pressure on the Ministry of Finance. So we don't go out, we don't go to 98.1 other media houses for good check now places them we suspect a thief light. And most of the places we go, we discover say they're thief light.
Okay.
So that's not just a manifestation was say what they talking through. We don't also they vandalize with infrastructures all over the place. I mean this can do with behaviors, it can do with attitudes. Also one thing we have to talk on again energy conservation. With regards to these fire outbreaks, I think so we also as consumers of electricity, we get a responsibility for ensure say if you don't like us, if you want to put your mains off, we put your mains off, then you get power and flow na use. If you don't put electric goods on, put them off. If you don't put freezer on, you don't go out, put her off. If you don't put cooker on, put her off. We also get to be conscious for ensure say the way that how they use, we're able for curtail the use of appliances for avoid issues them within with internal operations.
All right, Nepo, quickly, what happened over the weekend? We make Bo not get light.
Yes, fortunately I was in Bo, so the day we did Bo light today. So what happened is firstly there was an issue on the CLSG line. One of the CLSG line is supply light, Nabo, Kenema, and Kono. So because then we get issue, they will go off supply for some hours. I think later in the evening to night, then come on. When then come on, then supply Gibo, then supply Kenema, Kono, it can free it out. So so there's a line out the one between there's a thing given out the one between Kenema and Bo. So we then try for energize them a ground means able for the power able for travel from Kenema station to Bo. That means to say there was a problem along the line. So we man them go out. We go out. I was part of that team. We go out on the field, we begin check with the intersect from one station to another from the lines and all over. We discover over 3 ground places and we become ground. we resolve them, then adjust the line, a ground again. So we get multiple problems along the line.
Okay.
So 2 days, we take 2 days for the discover them for them and for institute immediate maintenance on the line a day. Take to, I think it was on Sunday, we'll be able for restore power
So that
the city of Hope.
that intervention and effort don't make now, so like normally do or because Bobby get the presence of His Excellency.
No,
this
normally that's what
weekend.
they do because we not okay. This is something we not anticipate. We not be the expected they happen. We don't get communication from CLH or say they don't go off. So once they come out with the expected, once get my lights, they wait for to send the lights can't go. But unfortunately, they send the lights out and then reach Bo because the line be ground. So normally, and normally we can get grounding on the line. And this is not because there is this project called the Broken My Application and Extension Project. So the 30 kV line with the one, the 30 kV and 66 kV line with the one, they're very close. So because they're very close, most times when the breeze they blow or when issues happen, when they touch, it can create grounding. But thankfully enough, that line they decommission out very shortly. And once they decommission out, the new line will run out, then we're going to run and we're not going to experience too much grounding along the line.
All right, we start for look at messages inside the program. And this one from Cherno Wuri Bar. It say yesterday evening, safe the lights, they go and come now with force more than 8 times within 2 minutes.
This other message from Alaji, they say why Edsa they protect big company and not tell them where they thief light and focus more on private home them.
This other one say Indolo continue the good job and continue to focus on things that can move the country forward.
This other message here we will take inside with Facebook page from Tunde Scott. They say there is no way anyone will say there is no connection between Edsa and the countless fire outbreaks in Freetown. Nearly all fire victims who were present at their places when the fire started. They say the fire is as a result on the on and off supply or high voltage. Remember that we are facing electricity challenges, so most of us are not surprised. Let them take responsibility and try to work on this crisis.
This other one from Concerned Citizen say Usman, the gentleman at the station, is not saying the truth. There is hardly any light in Bo. The president has slept in blackout in Bo several times. This is not the first time.
This other message from Floxy now Facebook page say I reported over a month ago about my bond meter. It takes them over 2 weeks for someone to come and check it. Up to now, they have not sent someone to sort it out. We call at the office several times. Up to now, we are still waiting. Edsa is not in any way swift to respond to anything, even if customers reach out to them.
This one say from Augustine Momo David say, let's call a spade by the name. Radio do some of these drivers are sometimes on drugs, tramadol, and alcohol while driving on this road. Precautions and discipline must be enforced for safety. If not, we will continue to see high rate of accident on these roads.
This other message from Abraham Sissy now Facebook page. They say, let's not squarely blame Edsa too, but let's not ignore the deeper issue either. A culture of stable electricity and unsafe alternatives is a tickling time bomb. These fire outbreaks are not just accidents, they are symptoms of a broken energy system that needs urgent reform. Sierra Leone deserves reliable power, not more excuses. From Abraham Sisse now Facebook page.
This one from Silvanos say, I'm 64 years, no light, no water. Saloon, we did go before.
This other message again from Amadou Cargo. They say, so Nepo, you want to tell the people and say, are not able to use the generator. If Ivory Coast light line no get problem, especially with President Bio Bidenabo.
This one from Khalid. Khalid, he say, you claim there has been significant improvement in electricity supply across Sierra Leone, but many communities still experience daily blackouts and no power. How do you justify this gap between your report and the reality on the ground for ordinary citizens?
Another message again, they take this person, they say, all what we have been hearing is just explanation, and it shows that leadership is a key challenge at the whole sector of Edsa and the Ministry of Energy. The world has moved beyond this, but yet still Sierra Leone is still backward in terms of the basic necessity or things that will show that indeed we've gone to modernization.
The last one I will take for now, we say Any terrorists and nepo in a radio, I just can smile. I just the all right.
This last one we may go take this person. They say many citizens are requesting for a law to hold Edsa accountable to enforce strict penalties against Edsa for failure to provide safe and stable electricity. There should also be a compensation for consumers who suffer losses due to power shortage. And because of the time, we're not able to take on a message, and that will be the last one. Over to you, sir. Nepo, for letting you respond to the message.
Thank you very much.
Them
Somebody talk about ETSA need urgent reforms. Yes, of course, I want for agree to that, and we not only the wait. ETSA, the reforms and ETSA don't kick off. We don't get several embedded advisors that we don't carry on do both technical and commercial loss reduction strategies them, and they look forward for an improved operations. Now ETSA would already begin implementing some of the recommendations. A whole lot of reforms they've gone. We'll also get ETSA going to be partly privatized, and the process they at an advanced stage, which is part of a reform. We don't also they ensure so we don't get chief operating officers, we'll get chief information officers. We sponsored by the World Bank. They don't come out, they don't begin operations for ensure say they improve on the efficiency of ETSA operations. So the reforms are ongoing, and it is hopeful that when we complete other reforms there, we'll get a better ETSA than what we have now. Also, somebody talk. We also want for say, additionally, we also get a project on a NANT power energy where they get for provide over 108 megawatts now gas power plants like you see. You get for add on to the generation capacity. We will help you forget more generated capacity in Africa. Somebody also talk about big customers. We protect big customers and prosecute small customers. No, if in fact me all the rates them one on head, one on lead. All our big customers don't hold. We hold them, go to the police, they apprehend them, they go through the necessary procedure, then find them, then pay.
So then the customer then do.
So no, I know the call no name now, but I want to assure you for say most of the years them we don't do now big customers they don't hold. We also the whole domestic customers based on intelligence.
So they protect them?
We not protect nobody.
Okay.
We not protect nobody. Once we identify which system, they give you the information. Now we will click our system and get information as well as the flight. Once we get that information, we get a list, we go out, we check house by house, go to industrial place as well. Whether we hold the flight, whether you're a big businessman, whether you're a politician, whoever you are, we hold you and the log will bet it. So somebody also talk about bonds, you get bonds meter report. I just surprised because we don't replace bond meters for the past 1 month. So I want for call on that person if you don't report, probably not the wrong channel you use, may come back night, you will ask from your office, the communications office, I will help you through for me. Let them go replace meter because then they don't have seamlessly will get a meter unit now will ensure say all reported cases faulty and burnt meters once they improve and for say not to due to human interference, they'll go change them at no cost. So of course somebody talk say some area that we experience on and off of the light. I don't talk on Andy. We know 100% they will outdate. We also get sectional faults that will happen within communities. Would they encourage and advise consumers of electricity that once they get issues there, may they immediately report to the substations or report to it through we free toll line or through we social media channels them. Then we'll take appropriate measures for go and rectify.
So what about the way say them for all on accountable because up to now it's unable give stable and safe light. It's a message.
Well, I don't know what you mean by accountable, but obviously
that means any damage on a cause on a lights wing on a to pay for that.
Well, again, I tell you, if what damage happen on people levels, you don't go squarely in a ETSA. There has to be a study. There has to be something will prove for say actually na ETSA na the cause of this problem will happen before you hold ETSA accountable. Of course, if we know the problem of any fire outbreak or any irregularities within the supply chain of electricity, then of course we should be held accountable for them actions. But I'm for assure people they say we are necessarily will facing and win at the problem. We'll go there and we ensure say we rectify, we take the necessary step for ensure say we customer them. They safely utilize the power we give them. Where we require injection of transformers, we can do it. Where we requires for strengthening the line, we do it. Where requires for install more poles, we do it. This is our responsibility, and we need to shy away from.
So going forward, what do people expect? A better and stable light?
So going forward, obviously they don't already begin experience a better and stable electricity. We want for tenancy progressively. We'll go for the ensure so we close in the gap with regards to load shedding activity. We'll give them. once we get more generation capacity, we're closing the gap, ensure say we increase accessibility to electricity. Not just that, even the villages, even the provinces, we go recently we will go again for a commission, the bulk element network, when I brownie network, and we don't go generators, then we'll get renewable energies all around the place. We'll continue for improve on that infrastructure. We'll continue for ensure say we expand on the facilities and ensure say we increase access to energy in this country.
Over to you, David Indolo. Which will be your conclusion?
In conclusion, we brother talk about short term and long term plan, and the people are tired of this short term. We really need to consider the long term plan, yeah, so that we will come up on this electricity problem now. Then secondly, I still call on Edsa say outside and transformer in day. Sometimes they are not secured. Now try for say how they able to secure them, and also the community people, because when Edsa don't put in transformers them, we say for able to protect them, because at the end of the day, if we will not protect them as citizens, automatically they get back to we. Okay. So if that's the case, for example, if somebody the thief light, then we report the matter, because if we not report the matter at the end of the day, now we will get a problem. We will pay. We will don't do the needful. Then my brother they talk about safety contractors. Then safety contractors, the certified contractors. So then certified contractors, we want to know whether they under direct the Edsa, because if that's the case, we want to see a policy where they tell you say if Edsa not certify a particular building when you don't run your cables, they not for give you light, they not for supply you light. So by doing that, we'll be able to know the standard of material where they use. I hope say we don't create too much of institution, but they get minimal, they get small input. Like for example, talking about the standard bureau. If we get standard bureau, we get then standardize some of them material there. We know for they get them problems there. Right. So please, Edsa, we want to make move that particular policy in a way that if we get under this country, in a way that not for give meter. Now any us we don't know able to certify, because if then do that one day, we get a policy and you don't get a certificate from Edsa say when we don't run this cable. Now the right thing we don't do, the Edsa people they certify them. If a fire incident happen, we will hold them responsible, we will be accountable. But if not that, it's difficult for make we all Edsa accountable, because they will tell you say the in-house, the internal wiring, not to them do them, not to them certify them, and to the people, just like what they say. Mm-hmm. If you don't build house with millions of leons, make the wiring, take your time, make it get the right people, so that we, at the end of the day, we not will get too much of house burning in the country. Right. So thank you guys. God bless.
Plenty thank you for joining inside the program this morning. In name na David Indolo Conte, in the National Coordinator, CSO National Consortium on Public Accountability, and same way so we get Sanepo, winner the Director of Communications, Edsa, as we there for look at some of the reasons them we make host and the bond. But somebody sent a very important message. He say Nepo Abadi Road Junction. He say una former owner get say now under the people they sell bread and do other things and the way things say not correct about the good junction.
Yes, of course. We'll go there and check there and see what we will do, because get for do with safety. That is very, very bad and dangerous, because if you do along near transformer, anything can happen.
Okay. Plenty thank you. Plenty thank you for joining inside the program. When I have good all the content of the program, Good Morning Salon. We come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Plenty thank you to producer Michael Sambola with support from Kabia. Plenty thank you to John Kamara, DJ Sugarcane, Jaffaman Davis, Fatimata Samura, and Adeyemi Jackson making us live on Facebook. So to meet another time, my name is Usman Kamara. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
And Mina Sapti Kalonde says stay tuned to this frequency and goodbye.